Hello neighbors, welcome. Maybe you've heard in the news about the Wisconsin voter purge. A couple months ago, a group called the Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty brought a lawsuit against the Wisconsin Elections Commission to try to purge 209,000 people from the voter rolls because those people had moved and received a postcard from the Elections Commission, but they had not returned the postcard. Today, a appeals court judge in Wisconsin put a stay on the immediate purging of those voters. So it's good news, but I wanted to take today to give a little bit of background about what happened. This group, the Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty, is a right-wing libertarian law group that is funded by the Bradley Foundation, who funds a lot of think tanks for right-wing causes. And somehow the people at will and all the legislators, the right-wing legislators in Wisconsin, keep a straight face when they tell reporters that they're doing this to uphold the law. It's simply not the case. It's voter suppression. They want fewer people voting, and that's why, over the last decade or so, system of gerrymandering and voter ID laws, it's just to keep people from voting. There is no problem of voter fraud. It just does not exist. And it's sort of surprising to me that in the age of Trump, that they don't just come right out and say it. I feel like there's a big portion of their base who would applaud that and say, yeah, keep those people that we don't like from voting. As someone who's running for office myself, it's a laughable thing to think that there are politicians who have supposed ideas, but they want less people voting. It shows the lack of principle, the lack of deeply held beliefs. And the good news is, it shows their desperation. If they had good ideas that the majority of the people wanted, they wouldn't need to suppress the vote. Another interesting thing about the Wisconsin Institute of Law and Liberty, because we live in a political system that is based on legalized bribery, many of the people who work there and who are lawyers there have donated directly to the same Supreme Court justices that they argue cases in front of. That's the system we live in. And so that's just a bit of background, and my advice to anybody who discusses this with friends and family or neighbors is don't bother getting into the weeds about the voting in Wisconsin and about how it's not a big deal because we have same-day registration, etc. It's voter suppression. That's what it is, plain and simple. They want less people voting. And as someone who loves this country and this state and the idea of democracy, it's embarrassing. So today is a good day. So stay tuned and stay strong. Thanks.